Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing low growth being better than no growth at all. What are we talking about here? Well, I thought of making this video after reading a recent article from the Bangkok Post. It's bangkokpost.com. Article is titled, Thailand Faces 20 Years of Low Growth. Just starting off with the title, I'm really getting kind of tired of sort of all of the, it seems like it's kind of a foreign thing, and it seems to be coming from the West a little bit. This whole talking down of Thailand, or sort of talking about Thailand as if it has something it needs to do to improve itself. My main premise in all of this is, hey, low growth is better than no growth. I'm not aware what the numbers are out of the U.S. right now, but there are many economists that I listen to quite carefully who already anticipate we're in a recession already in the West, or at least the United States, and possibly, Europe, the West, if you will, the Anglosphere, Europe, etc. It's not like it's exactly boom times in any of these places. But then it's sort of almost an exercise in projection, where other places, seemingly are projecting their sort of, I don't know what you want to call it, insecurities or their own sort of shortcomings onto Thailand. And look, Thailand is doing fine. We're okay. There's nothing. Yes, I've had people in comments making really kind of snide remarks to me. Oh, everything's okay in Thailand. Well, what about this, that, and the other thing? I'm like, yeah, I get it. It's not perfect. Nothing's perfect. But I don't like this sort of implicit notion. It's like these articles are being written from a time when, yes, there was sort of an inherent systemic advantage in favor of sort of the West or Western countries economically. Yeah, that's eroded away. And if anything, I think the East has risen and risen well, Thailand being among these Eastern countries who've sort of, to quote Adam Clayton Powell, seen their opportunities and they took them, and they've done well by that. And Thailand is growing. And okay, so let me get to, I thought of making this video after reading a recent article from the Bangkok Post, bangkokpost.com. Article is titled, Thailand Faces 20 Years of Low Growth, quoting directly, the World Bank expects Thailand's potential, I like how this is all phrased out. The World Bank expects Thailand's potential growth to be the lowest among ASEAN economies. Expects Thailand's potential, well, that's like, so you're expecting the possibility of a thing occurring. It's pretty attenuated, is all I'm saying. Expects Thailand's potential growth to be the lowest among ASEAN economies over the next 20 years because of the country's aging demographics and a slowdown in private investment. Well, okay, a slowdown, yeah, over the past 3 years when no one was investing in anything because the entire economy was shut down, and that's globally. So, what are we talking about here in terms of investment? There are investors coming into Thailand. We've discussed this. We've seen massive infrastructural investment, massive investment in the Eastern Economic Corridor. We're also seeing investment through the BOI, the Board of Investment here in Thailand. Again, I fail to see where's all this decreased investment. Meanwhile, again, as I've discussed in other videos, the metrics that are used to sort of measure Thailand's growth or Thailand's economy, they're not very great. I'm not saying they're not worth listening to, but GDP itself, as we've discussed in other videos, is purely a measurement of bank credit. It's a metric that is, by definition, tied to bank credit. So again, as I've discussed, the informal economy here in Thailand isn't even taken into account when these institutions like the World Bank go ahead and assess the health or lack thereof, of Thailand's economy. At the end of the day, the Thai economy is ticking along. Would we love it to be double the amount of growth that we see right now? Yes, of course. But if society in Thailand demographically is aging, then it stands to reason that the growth would be slower. Now, that said, a slowly growing, highly sophisticated economy, in my opinion, may be better than an extremely fast-growing, relatively new economy. What do I mean by this? Well, no offense to Myanmar here, but you could maybe argue that Myanmar is growing at a higher tick, for example, than Thailand. Maybe that's not the best analogy right now, but maybe you could say Laos or Cambodia has higher growth rate in pure terms compared to Thailand. But look at the difference in terms of their infrastructure, their fixed capital that's already set up in those countries, as well as the cost of living, especially the cost of living when it comes to buying things that Westerners want and need for their sort of living arrangements, no matter where they live. You can't go wrong with Thailand. Again, I'll take a slowly growing Thailand over a quickly growing, far less sophisticated economy any day of the week.